Holy cow. I I can't believe that I finally did it, Welcome to the BLT podcast, where Brandon Lippert spills the tea on, well, everything. Anyway, hey guys, for those of you who do not know who I am, my name is Brandon Lippert. You can call me BL, you can call me Brando. Honestly, it doesn't matter. So what are we doing here? Well, as I stand on the cusp of graduating with a degree and getting ready to start a career, I've brewed up this little corner of the internet to share thoughts, interests, and the melodies of my journey, while I'm finishing up my time here in college and as I navigate my life as a young adult. It's going to be a really exciting time. I am super pumped about this. For those of you that do know me, this has been something I've been waiting to do for a long time. This was an idea that I hatched way back in high school where I was like, guys, I need to start a podcast because people will care about what I have to say. Was there any merit to that? Probably not. But ritually, I would go through every year saying the same thing to my friends, like, hey guys, I need to start a podcast, or man, if I started a podcast, what would I call it? What would we talk about? And, almost 5 years later, I just decided tonight, like, hey, I've got all the equipment. I've got a microphone. I've got a burst of energy from probably the world's longest nap that I took today. And I said, I'm finally going to do this thing. So let this kind of pilot episode be a summary of things that you can expect and an introduction to who I am and what I want this project to become. So the BLT, what is that? Well, the BLT is not just about me, BL. It's about the tea, the tales, the experiences, and the adventures of my life. And what is my goal? My goal is simply to create a cozy and candid and at times harmonious space to share my passions from music to the myriad of topics I love and learn from all of you, whether this is current events, science fiction, the latest Star Wars show. Honestly, I have no expectations of making this a very niche kind of ground to talk about things that only a certain subset of people can understand. And I fully recognize and love the fact that even if this reaches just one or two people, or 5 or 10 or however many, that this is simply just a place where I can talk out loud. Maybe it's that weekly therapy session that I'll get, or maybe just an archive of the memories and funny moments that I can share someday as I talk to friends and everything else. So what can you expect? So, staying on brand with tea, what's going to be brewing in our episodes? Honestly, it's going to be a surprise. There's going to be some musical moments. I'm going to talk about, insights and experiences from my journey in music education. Maybe stories from teaching as I get ready to graduate and beyond. We're going to talk about some of my interests, hobbies, books, whatever spontaneous musings are around. And some of the coolest things that I want to get to is guest tea time. Getting to work with people that I know and love, whether these are friends, family, or even just really cool people out in the community and out in the world, to engage in conversation with interesting personalities. And then last but not least, you can expect a little bit of audience brew. These are going to be episodes driven by your topics, questions, and curiosities. Guys, this is a variety show. I am a self-proclaimed Renaissance man who has no idea exactly what I want to decide on doing in this world, and this is going to be the perfect summation of that idea. And I really, really look forward to you coming along on this journey. Even though this is literally me, a white freckled man sitting behind a microphone, staring at my desktop while I record this, your voice matters. Your feedback, your ideas. This is going to be a community-driven platform, and we're going to see where the road takes us. So whether you're a friend I've jammed with, or family who's endured some of my early days, or if you're just a fellow podcast enthusiast, I want to hear from you. I want you to share stories, give me some topic suggestions, and to add to the list of puns, let's create a symphony of conversation. So Coming up, we have some deep dives into, who I am, just kind of a baseline biography of who the heck BL is from the BLT podcast. So, where to begin? It was a cold and rainy night on March 30th. I'm just kidding. I do not want to belabor every single detail about my life, and I know that you don't want that either. But here's the important things. Here are the facts that I think that any person would need to know about somebody before you commit to listening to them on a semi-regular basis. As I mentioned before, I am a senior music education major out here in West Texas at the University of Texas Permian Basin. I'm originally from the Austin area, a small town called Smithville, but I've moved around a whole lot in my life. I was originally born in Chandler, Arizona. I'm a product of two very supportive and loving divorced parents, a mom who's a school teacher back home, and a dad who just recently retired from working for the federal government for a very long time. And graduated high school, decided to go against the grain and moved 6 hours away from home to do this whole music thing. And so I've been here for the last 4.5 years, getting to do a bunch of really cool stuff, apart from, trying every single musical ensemble that I ever thought was imaginable, from choir, orchestra, band, chamber groups. I had a stint in some musical theater. I played Bob Cratchit in a Christmas Carol musical last year. I even got to sing some opera this spring from a very famous Puccini opera. Anyway, and I've also gotten to do some really cool student government stuff. And between those two passions of mine, of public service and music, I've gotten to travel to Mexico, Austin, traveling for football games here too. I spent my 21st birthday in Washington, D.C., with a bunch of representatives and senators, which was very unique, I might add. I've gotten to travel to Cincinnati to perform with choirs at the National ACDA Choir Convention. And I even traveled around West Texas to announce for Winter Guard, which is a very random side gig to have. But I've been really blessed. My time here is actually coming to a close. I'm currently student teaching here in Odessa at one of the coolest, most amazing band programs, not only in West Texas, but the state of Texas. There's a very rich history of music here, and I'm having a blast right now. It takes a lot of time from my life, but I love it. I love getting to work with my students and the staff there. And on the horizon is even more fun stuff. In January, I'm going to be moving to Washington, D.C. for 3 or 4 months as a part of the Archer Fellowship Program, which is essentially a UT system school in Washington, D.C. And I'll be taking classes and interning there, which is honestly really cool. And after that's all said and done, I'll have some serious decisions to make as far as, do I pursue a career in public service, in policy? Do I stick with my love and my passion for music education? Or do I try something different? I've been kind of talked about some other opportunities in higher education, and I love that aspect. And so perhaps throughout the course of this podcast, you guys will be along the ride for many of those conversations. Now, outside of, the surface of who I am, I've got a lot of hobbies. I'm a techie. I like to play video games, PC, PlayStation. I am one of the largest Star Wars fans I've ever personally met. I am absolutely in love with the entire universe that's been crafted, even though I've definitely got some hot takes there. And whenever I'm not watching something that's Star Wars related, I'm watching something else, movies and TV shows, trying to stay relevant, listening to music. I love to travel. And with that travel, of course, try a bunch of really fun and new food that come with it. I love the outdoors. getting to go hiking, checking out the next cool state or national park. I have a fascination with space and astronomy. I am a huge advocate and cheerleader for what Elon Musk is doing with SpaceX, all the future travel to the moon, Mars, and etc. I could go on forever about a ton of these things, but again, I will save you. I'm a man with a lot of ambition, and as I mentioned before, I've kind of got this Renaissance mindset, and it's terrifying, yet exciting, not knowing exactly what tomorrow and the next day brings, or what new interests might find me, or what kind of event will kind of happen around me. But yet again, that's life, and I'm prepared for that. Well, anyway, I was about to pack up my equipment and call this a day, but someone has entered the chat. Do you want to introduce yourself?
My name is Brandon's roommate. No, my name is Francisco. I really, really am a big fan of Brandon, if that makes any sense.
Oh my God.
This guy has touched my life in a great way. I'm just keeping it at that. I think the stories will come as we go along.
Yeah, I was about to say we're getting a little bit too deep. But anyway, this is my amazing roommate Francisco. We met here at the university. We're both studying music. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about who you are, what you like to do?
Well, I chose music because I had great teachers in my life, and that's something that I want to give back to my future students. Even if I'm half the teacher that they are.
That was the ice machine, by the way.
That's ice machine, yeah. Threw me off for a loop there. But it's been nice to the university. I really am glad that I didn't go with my first choice in university and follow a path that was already around, but I made my own here. Odessa, I didn't know anybody here. I had one friend, but he already graduated by the time I got here. But it's cool. It's all good. And I had really, really pleasant memories these past 2 years I've been here.
Well, yeah, I thought it would be a really awesome opportunity to have you on here. One, to test out this whole idea of being able to talk with some other folks, but who better than the person that's literally closer to me than anybody else. We're gonna touch hands night. Here. Yeah. But not in a weird way. And so
yes, not in a weird way. There it goes.
I'm cracking a adult beverage here to enjoy with Francisco.
And I'm equally enjoying this McFlurry.
Yeah.
That I left from earlier today. You know, it doesn't even matter who I think might hear this or who may not even hear this. I am just going to keep going with the flow, and I feel good about that. Brandon, I'm glad that you did this. Now I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good.
That was actually going to be my next question. So for several months, I don't know, maybe longer, you've probably heard me mumbling about starting this podcast. Mm-hmm. What was going through your head whenever you got home from work and I was like dancing around the living room saying, I'm going to do my podcast. I'm about to record it right now. What was your take?
I knew you were going to do it. You know what I mean? Like, if it wasn't today, it was tomorrow. And I think it's a really good idea that you do it, Olivia. Get away from my McFlurry. Anyways, my cat's here. But this was a long time coming. When you first told me the idea, like, I don't know how many months ago it was, like 2 or 3, like in the middle of summer, I thought it was a great idea. And I thought you were about to get started like the next day. And then hearing it again today, it's like, I'm glad that you put your foot down on it. Because I wouldn't have even had the courage or half the goal to do so.
Yeah.
And I'm really optimistic about it because I can think of every memory I've had. And a lot of those tend to focus on the negative. But if you have this record system for yourself, you can see every memory that you maybe forgot that was a great one that passed you by.
Bruh, have you ever thought about like being a motivational speaker? Because
No.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
I don't know. I really think that it was good that you just like finally started. I've always told myself that, hey, I want to write music, but I mean, I've written like little, like little things, but nothing to like hold on to. Yeah. And this is more tangible, and I think this is something that you can really like. You can watch this first one, and you can say it was bad because of how great you're gonna get later on.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Man. So I don't know.
I hope that sticks.
I
you know what I mean? I really hope it sticks.
Yeah,
I hope
me
it
too.
sticks.
Even if it's just for a couple months, or maybe it evolves into something different. Like I was telling you earlier today, I was just like, if anything, this is a diary for myself.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't hear my earlier introduction to all this, but I was literally just talking about how I'm a Renaissance man. I've got so many different interests, and I have like zero expectations for what direction this is going to go. Like, we have a script in front of us?
No, I have my cat
We've got a cat and Dos Equis and a McFlurry.
and the drum pad.
There is a drum pad on the table.
I'm not gonna hit because that's not gonna beat what I'm gonna do right now.
But this is just an opportunity to kind of riff off, and so I don't know. What's on your mind? What's going on with you? What do you want to share on this opening thing? Like, do you have a hot take? Like, do you have something that's...
Yes.
Oh, go for it.
I think we are meaner than we think we are.
Mm.
And I think it's time to be as nice as possible.
Are you talking about like we as individuals, or just like,
or like I guess
humans?
everybody, every single person.
Oh.
Like I can think of every time I've been mean, but it's hard to think about every time I've been nice. I don't know. It's like I think of both ends of like the pole. If that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm. I would agree. There's so many things going on already, like in the world, and I'll be the first to say, like, I have mean thoughts,
dude. Yeah, I'm the first to mess up sometimes when it comes to,
like something stressing us out, something that's making us feel a certain way. It's really easy to lash out,
Mm-hmm. I used to be mean to my cat when I was a little kid. I've had this cat for 10 years, so I am 22.
Uh-huh.
Wait, no. Yeah, I'm 22. I'm 22. This cat, I've had her for 10 years. So me 10 years ago, my brain not being so smart as it is. Well, is Olivia 22?
Wait,
I think my cat's actually 9 years old.
Before you go on,
yeah,
are you confessing that you had some serial killer tendencies?
No. I would no. She would knock over the router a lot.
Mm.
And I mean, I would never like hit her, but I would like smack her head and make her feel dumb, like bum 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 bum, like, cause I know she's a little itty bitty cat. I can't be mad at my little itty bitty cat with my fist. I'm grown. Like I was 6 foot 10 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's look at her, and she's always so nice. And that's the thing about it. Like I was a little mean to Olivia when I was growing up, but that's because I didn't really know how to take care of my animals or express myself. But she's still so nice to me. You know what I mean? Olivia could remember every bad thing that I did to her, but she still fucks with me, bro. She's a good cat, bro. She's a good cat. I love her a lot.
I think what I struggle with the most is like, and I know this is like biblical in some sense, but when people are wrong to you, kind of in the same way, like you're talking about your cat, like someone's wronged you, like how do you fight the urge to wrong them back? Like, I feel like it's like hardwired into me. Like if somebody treats me in a way that is not good, I want them to feel equally or more so.
It's good to get your lick
I
back.
don't know. Like,
it's really good to get your
but it's like
back.
it just spiral thinking, you know?
Arthur Morgan told me revenge is a fool's errand.
No way you just dropped that. Can you say that again?
I love Arthur Morgan.
Yeah. From Red Dead, right?
Yeah, the protagonist of Red Dead Redemption said, "Fools." Wait.
He forgot it, everybody. That was
revenge is a fool's errand. I don't know if he's exactly, but it goes along those lines, and I really like that game. That game like touched my heart in a way that I didn't think would touch my heart. It's just wonderful world making. I think it was that world building really that did it for Red Dead.
Isn't it crazy how we can play a video game or watch something, like you and I are huge Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
Like I touched on that, but you can watch something that's clearly fantasy fiction.
And it infects you so like deeply. Yeah.
And you know, like there's some writer that was like in a room that was cooking, literally
bro.
like,
yeah, bro,
going hard. But I wonder if they really know that sometimes that stuff sticks with us.
And I really think it's the team that makes it. I mean, like George Lucas, of course, his mind's brilliant, but I just like before we did this, I was looking at a video and it was like how the hum for the lightsaber was made. And and it was a projector string going off, and like whenever you wave the microphone in front of like a speaker, and he combined those two like sounds and like It's the iconic
yeah.
hum that you think of, and it's like George Lucas, of course, did so much for Star Wars, but he didn't make the lightsaber hum like that guy did. Like it's the crew that you have behind that, and that's why I like band. Like that's why I like band. Really, you know what I mean?
Dude, I was actually just thinking about that. You know, there was a saying, my high school band director said it. People say it all the time, but like, some people need band more than band needs them, which is, I think, a different kind of conversation to be had. But like, everybody has a role to play, even in that sense. Whether it's a developer on some kind of video game, or a movie or TV show, or as the bass line, you're playing whole notes as the tuba player. That's important, but sometimes that role isn't just the people that are making it; it's the people that receive that. And so, like, our role in games like Red Dead Redemption or Star Wars is to receive those hidden messages and to receive that wisdom. Sometimes being in an ensemble is receiving the feeling of camaraderie and teamwork, or even like letting music move you in a way that, holy cow, I'm just like going off the deep end here.
You're right. I'm thinking about every instance that I've had as you list off everything, if that makes any sense. Like, I'm like, the music thing touching me. Like, I think a lot of it is, like, I mean, as we grow as musicians, like, you can, this goes back to seeing the negativity and everything.
Yeah.
Like, you know what you can get better at, but
oh my
like,
gosh,
it's
yeah.
like, but it's so hard to see like how far you've come and to truly appreciate it. Because I remember when I went to state my senior year, and like we did the song "One Life Beautiful" by Julie Giroux, and
she's amazing.
like the vibe in that room, like every musician was quiet. Like, not even like, you know how people like we snicker and band, like like we have a little side conversation going on like while the director's working with everybody. It was dead silent in this room full of like kids that were like borderline professionals. Like, and I think seeing all the work that everyone put in, like everyone giving 100%, I can tell you they did. Like, every kid was really invested in making that song sound good. And like, I know that song was written for like someone that passed away, and like the passion alone behind that is, I think, is very meaningful, because we had all of these kids come together. You do more for yourself, for others, because you're coming together. Hey, camaraderie. What you said? Yeah. I don't know. I'm having a hard time picking my words, but
no, you're being very poetic.
I try, bro.
One of, I guess, my largest memories in that case was, this is 3 or 4 weeks after I moved here in August of 2019. It was the weekend that the mass shooting happened here.
Oh, word.
Like, yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to
no.
to take a turn like that, but yeah, it was, I just moved here. This mass casualty event happened. Classes had been in session for like a week. And when we got back to school, I think it was on a Tuesday, we're in rehearsal with Dr. Richardson, and it starts from silence, which is weird. Like, nothing has even happened, but not only the entire community, but all of us were like still recoiling from the lives of, people that were just lost. That's next really door to us, people that some of us knew. And he stood up there, and we were working on Second Suite and F, which you guys are working on right now, which is crazy. Second Suite and F. And I remember he was, holding back tears and talking about, how he was thinking about each and every one of us and how his heart is broken. And we're all thinking about how our heart is broken. And we flipped to the second movement of the Suite and F right after the warm-up. And the song is called Song Without Words.
Yeah.
I'll Love My Love.
Yes.
And he said to write down a list of all the names of the people that we love most in this world, like our friends and our family. And gosh, this is like something out of a movie. He was just like, let's play this for them. Damn. Because like, you'll never know what happens, essentially. And I'm obviously paraphrasing this. And we had just started this piece like a week before. And I had never felt so connected to the people in front of me, the people around me. I've never felt so connected to a piece of music than trying to convey what we were all feeling through a piece of music, which was that negativity, but also like trying to bring positivity out of it. Gosh, it's such a complex idea. And we sounded like trash. Like, I guarantee you, like that was like the third rehearsal in that piece. We sound like garbage, but to me, like
a switch turned on.
Yeah, it was like day. The Juilliard like wind ensemble or something was playing that piece, even though it is so crazy how we can buy into a piece of art. Just going back to the video games, the music,
and we're just consuming it. You know what I mean?
I wonder, like, how much do we take for granted? Like, I've been binge watching, I've been binge watching South Park, and sometimes I just let my eyes glaze over, and I laugh at like how stupid things are. But then I also think like, this is genius.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody did that for me to enjoy.
Dang. South Park is a great example.
Oh.
And just what can I be grateful for? Minecraft, actually, like Minecraft being a part of my early growing up. If I was ever to have a kid and he had to be an iPad kid, he's gonna have Minecraft installed on his iPad.
Because at least it won't take away from his brain cells,
No, I don't even care, bro. I just want him to have Minecraft and be put on the way I was put on.
Well, and even as an adult, it's like so therapeutic. That specific game. I mean, Minecraft.
Yeah.
It's just like you're able to make things. There's beautiful music. You're fighting this like cartoon ghost, but at the same time, like it's a beautiful game, even though it's not conventionally beautiful. If that makes sense.
And it's not every world's the same. That's what I like about it. Like the random generation, like the fact that you could spawn in, turn around, and there's just like a big sand pillar. I don't know. It's just something that it's like outrageous, but it's only on your world. Like no one's gonna have this unless they build it or they find something else of something equal in their own world. Yeah, but that's what Minecraft, dude, has done that for me. Like just every experience being a new world. I like it a lot. I love Minecraft.
I did not think that this conversation was going to go in the directions that it did.
It's all right. We've gone back and forth.
Holy cow.
To like random things.
That's the magic of
I think I'm breaking out of my shell of like how awkward I felt at first.
You felt? I couldn't even tell you felt awkward.
I'm just an awkward guy sometimes. I think new situations put me off, but like I'm breaking out of like the awkward tendency of it. I'm giving in to having my face into this microphone.
Yeah. After I like awkwardly reached over and adjusted it for you. He's trying to eat the microphone, guys.
No, I'm sorry, bro. I'll clean this for you later.
Oh, jeez. Isn't...
I just had this McFlurry in my mouth too, bro. I'm so sorry, bro. I should have thought ahead.
This is so interesting, like the situation that we're in now. Because I feel like...
I think being our roommates is interesting.
Well, yeah, that definitely.
Oh, wait.
But even just like us talking right now, just the fact that we're recording for like a purpose, like this is a super deep conversation.
I mean, we ramble anyways.
True.
Like,
and now it's like going to be
family
recorded
time
for other people. Oh yeah, when we have family time.
Family time is just when me and Brandon spend time in the living room together. In any sense, we had it earlier we had family time with Jose and Adrian the other day, and that was nice.
Some of our homies.
We had family time with Ivan and Nate the other day. You know, we have family time a lot with Ivan. Yeah, so it's.
We need to have a family time podcast.
Family time.
That would be kind of crazy. That might be off the rails. I don't know if that's a good idea.
I like me and you starting off now. I'll wait on that. But family time in general, it's been good because I had it at home. You know what I mean? I really had. My dad was always in the living room, or he always had his door open. That's the thing with my parents. They always had the door open if they're in the room. Mm-hmm. I could walk in and go as I please. It was never like awkward or off-putting for them. And they did the same for me. Like I always kept my door open. Like Olivia comes in my room, bro. You know what I mean? Whenever she doesn't knock. But we always had like open doors in our house, and it was never like an issue. Like I always hear about like friends of mine who had it a little harder with their parents, and like a lot of the girls would have like their doors like taken off of like their room because like how like it was either like a toxic father or something. I don't know, but or friends that would have like it's like really shut off relationships with their parents, and I'm really grateful that I could have this open house with my family.
Yeah, this has probably been a big shift for both of us, moving away from home.
That's why I keep my door open all the time.
Yeah, I was
You know what
about to say it caught me off guard, to be honest, at first.
You mean leaving my door open?
Yeah, I was just like, oh, maybe he just forgot to like leave his door closed, or
Well, now I leave it open for Olivia mostly, but I even before she was here, like I felt like I kept my door open.
yeah.
I always liked being in arm's reach, if that makes any sense. And like a door being there kind of it's an extra step.
Yeah. I think one thing that is I've missed from like moving away from home and some of my my other roommates, which like isn't to throw shade at them, but you know, maybe it was just how busy I was at the time or whatever. There was never like a conscious kind of like, I don't know, let's just like sit in the living room and talk, or like like when we decided to go for a walk the other day.
Oh, we need to do that again.
We go like me and Francisco go and walk in the dark around our apartment complex, and it's so random, but it's like super fun. I used to make those walks alone whenever I was living like on campus. I would walk around at night by myself, like listen to music.
I did too. Like whenever I was living on campus, like I had it a few times with Mario and some other people, and like I would always walk with like people that lived near the area, but I did it a lot alone. Like like walking around. So I think sharing that experience with you, everyone walks at some point, but
walking with someone else is different. Like,
and I really enjoy my alone time. So like it's hard for me to like share it sometimes, but like things like that, it's really nice for me. It doesn't feel like I'm missing out on my alone time. You know what I mean?
That's one thing I'm trying to work on at the moment, is how to be alone. That sounds really depressing.
No, it makes sense because like you can be at the house alone, but then it sucks if you really feel alone. You know what I mean? Like sometimes like I'll be at the crib, like I'll make myself a whole like feast, bro, like while you're not here, and like that's how like I'll spend my alone time. But then like there'll be times where I'll be at the crib and it's like, I think you're either teching or it was over the summer. I don't know. It'll be like your day stuff. Oh yeah, you'd be at work too. So I would. Like sometimes some mornings are hard. I don't know what it was about it. Sometimes some mornings still are hard. Like just being the only one at the house is like kind of. Well, I guess I had it a lot at whenever I was in Big Spring. So like my mother works nights, but my father works throughout the day and he sleeps most of the nights, and he's up the next morning like at 5 a.m. So he'll either be out the house by the time I'm awake, and whenever he gets home, it's in between like the evening time. And it's really my fault for not seeing him too much because of I go out at night. Like I'll get off of work or I'll get off of school, and I'm gonna go spend time with my friends. And this is like with every friend group I had. Like I always spent like my night times like with my friends, or I guess I kept it the same. Like like the last 3 years of my life. So it was really like my bad sometimes, but like but still like there will be times like where it would be the middle of the day and mom's asleep, like because she has to sleep for work, and then dad will be at work, and it's like I feel like I'm just existing when it comes to the morning to the evening. But once the evening hits, like it's like something turns on in me that like, oh, my social battery is back up.
Interesting.
My like perception of how the day is going like goes up, and it's like a switch goes off in the mornings.
See, I was always independent, like even in high school. Like I was already like I shared a room with my brother until I graduated high school, that kind of thing. So I was always around people, but like whenever I was alone, I was like, man, I could do this like really easy. When I came to college, I had no problem. Like I'd go to class, I'd go back to my room just to be alone. I binge watched all the Clone Wars. I binge watched like 5 different shows.
I've seen every Star Wars show more than once. You know what I mean? So like I get you.
And then the pandemic happened, and I'm stuck in like an 850 square foot house with my mom and my brother. And you're always around somebody. And then even more recently, and I don't like want to belabor the details, but like I just got out of a really serious relationship, and like I was never alone, and now I'm like relearning it, and it's been a very, very sudden kind of adjustment, because our schedules, you and I, are like really opposite right now. Like we're lucky that we're even here together, because I'm asleep hopefully by 10:30 or 11,
I thought, I only ever see you at like this hour of the day, and that's by then like the whole day's gone through us. Like we're winding down. That's the reason like it's always evening, and like the evening is for resting and but
because I'm working all day. I'm at like I leave for school at like 6 a.m. I get home at like 6:30, and you're gone because you're at class.
Yeah,
and so that's whenever I'm like stewing on the couch by myself, wallowing in self-pity sometimes, watching South Park, not doing homework that I should be doing.
Dude,
and then
I need practice.
Right? Don't even get me started on practice right now, dude. But then, finally, whenever I'm starting to get to relax and get ready for bed, then as you come home, and then like, not like as an obligation, but it's like, finally I get to be social and like,
no, I get it.
A home sense. And so I at least want to like say hi. And then it's like, okay, it is bedtime.
Goodbye. Like I like kicking it with you at night. Like that's like a good way to end my night. Cause it's like, I enjoy everyone at work. I enjoy everyone at school, but you feel like a brother to me, and it's like coming home to family for real. So I feel like it's a different dynamic going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Cause even when, I think we talked about this before we started, like, when we first met, like it was just, you helped me out with getting me into the dorm rooms, and it was like I was real polite. I was real stand. I was like SpongeBob whenever he had no holes that one time. You know what I mean? But then like now I'm like Rigby from Regular Show. So like it's really
no, I would agree. Like having no family in this area, especially this like last year or so, like being able to have people like you, like gosh, I have no idea what I would do if I didn't have you as a roommate, like in this time in my life, or people like Ivan. Kicking it with Nate, like you guys are so supportive of me. This has been great,
Yeah, I like it a lot. Like you took the words out of my mouth. Like Nate and Ivan being there, it's been a big help. Like everyone at school, honestly, is really. I don't have I guess I have a hard time letting people have a bad perception. To me, if that makes any sense. Like I'm always looking for the good, and I feel like it's good. It helps me get along at school. Like it helps me say hello to everybody, like without. I don't know. I don't like when someone's not acknowledged and they're in my presence. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's kind of mean. I guess like my parents are really good about always saying what's up when they pull up to the crib.
Yeah.
So like, or even people in Big Springs is small. It's not really a small school, but. Like everyone knew everybody, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. I guess here it's different because I'm a grown adult, but I guess the connections I've made, I really want to keep. You know what I mean?
Gosh. Well, this has been crazy. Like I said, there's been no expectations. This is exactly like the kind of thing I've been looking forward to like doing, like even just having conversations with people that have no direction, that like have such like deep material or like substance to talk about. Man, before we like start wrapping things up, is there anything you want to plug, or anything you want to add, any wise words like before, any more Arthur Morgan quotes you want to share with the three people that will listen to this?
I feel like I've been colonized.
Oh, what?
Sorry, I heard everything you said, but like, I just realized that my primary language is English. Like, even if my primary language was Spanish, the Spanish still came and kept conquered over here. So it's not like anything changed, but I don't know. It doesn't even matter. But if I could say anything to anybody. I'm having because I'm having a hard time with it. Is be good, like be good, like
focus on the things that
like if you can be bad, be good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like I would add to that, like just focus on the things that bring joy, or the beautiful moments. Those Arthur quote moments, or
revenge is a fool's errand.
Yeah. No,
boy.
I don't know. It's gonna be.
Be nice to your animals.
Yeah, it's not it's not always easy, but I think that's a valuable message to share. But anyway, Francisco, thank you for just like hopping on and trying this out. I think this has been really fun for both of us. We're probably going to chat about it after. I think if you're down, you can make some very regular appearances, and we'll probably organize a little bit more. But this is an introduction to who we are, and I don't know.
Got my foot in the water.
You got your foot in the water.
Precisely.
Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in to this first installment of the BLT. You can find us anywhere. There's no social medias yet, so don't look for those.
Don't look for me.
But stay tuned. We've got some new stuff coming, and I don't know.
Unless you're nice.
Yeah, stay
Be
nice,
good.
be good to people, and stay thirsty, my friends.
Yeah.